Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. This is my post-market wrap-up for this Tuesday, April 30th, 2019. Before I even get started, if you think I cover anything here that's important, especially if you're on my team, share this video. Very important stuff I'm going to cover here. Number one, the S&P 500 did close at a new record high today. I don't know how many of you out here watched the bond market like I explained to you. Well, earlier today, stocks were under pressure. Triple-digit loss for the Dow, despite opening up almost triple digits higher. All of a sudden, by some miracle, bonds started getting bought up big time. That pushed rates lower, stocks went higher. This is a phenomenon that we have been watching for quite a long time, and this is exactly what you would expect to see in a managed market economy, on top of the fake data, the fake news. Now, let me explain to you what I find disturbing. When a sitting president of the United States has to grovel to his central bank, I find that a national embarrassment. I am referring to what happened today. President Trump, don't take my word for what I'm about to tell you, just Google it, is now calling today, the day before the Fed is going to make an announcement with regard to monetary policy. He is now calling for a 1% rate cut, and he just made his third call for more quantitative easing. To me, it could not be more clear. He's begging the Federal Reserve because he knows that our economy here in the United States is failing. There's no other explanation for this. Zero. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe for those of us that understand what he's saying, it has to be code. The president, despite what you might personally think about the man, is not stupid. He is not stupid. Although he is a Class A liar of the highest degree. That's the truth. But again, maybe, what he did today by asking for a 1% rate cut and more quantitative easing, these are emergency measures that are only done when an economy is failing, just like in 2008. Remember all that? This has to be a code. I don't know another way to put it. Now, with that said, it's embarrassing. It truly is, to see a sitting president grovel to his central bank. He's telling you who his boss is. We know who the boss is. That's the truth. Now, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? That means that anyone, if this were to happen, and it's going to, this is groundwork that's being set up. I've explained this to you. They can't just do these kinds of things. Now, what we're going to see playing out, maybe we'll start off with that. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from the Federal Reserve. And unless I am very wrong, and I've only been wrong one time, once, with regard to calling what the Federal Reserve would do, nobody that I know of has a better record than me, not even Jim Grant, the Fed watcher himself, calling the Federal Reserve. I have scared myself. Being wrong one time. Okay. Tomorrow, the Federal Reserve is going to maintain monetary policy. Now, I heard from a ton of you today that believe we're going to get a rate cut tomorrow. After what the president just said, I think the probability has risen that we might get a rate cut tomorrow, but I am still sticking to my guns here. And I believe the Fed is going to maintain monetary policy because the next act has got to be set up. Good cop, bad cop. That's what's going to happen here. They have to keep it real. And the reason why the Fed is going to not alter monetary policy tomorrow is because they have to maintain the illusion that, oh no, we don't care what the president says. We're going to do what we think is right. It's a set up. The next Fed meeting after tomorrow, again, unless I am very wrong, will be the one where they cut rates. Again, after we go through the whole nonsensical play, scripted between good cop and bad cop. Understand, again, what this means. When now we get a rate cut, 1%, again, our president's calling for a 1% rate cut. This, in my view, would be damaging to the market if it hit it all at once. It would shake the confidence of the market. The market's going to say, hold on a minute. Although a cut like that would be immensely stock market positive, the market's going to have to sit back and digest it. If the president were to get his wish today, cutting 1%, I think it would send shockwaves through the market because it's going to say, oh, hold on a minute. Why are we getting a 1% rate cut here? Are things really not as good as we're being told? Is our economy not really booming? Our president knows it's not booming. Again, this has to be a coded message. I know how sick that sounds, but for him to say that, he's begging. He's begging the Fed for help to keep the market propped up. The only thing supporting this is debt. And by him asking for the Fed to cut rates, that means they have to print epic sums out of thin air, add it to a digital screen, and buy the debt. That's what they do. They can't just say it. They have to get into the market. And then for a call for his third time for quantitative easing, even more adding of digits to a screen to keep this propped up. That's it. That's the only thing supporting this market and this economy. Understand, I don't know how many of you even realize this. The U.S. stock market alone is about 40% of the global equity markets. That's why so much effort is going in to use our market as the prop for the rest of the world. Not that the rest of the world isn't also doing the same thing. They most certainly are. But everyone looks at the U.S. stock market here. You understand? I think you get it here. So what this would mean in the grand scheme of things, first of all, again, it would be incremental. We will get quarter points across the bow. Maybe a half of a point cut. I don't think so. But a 1% cut would rock the stability of the markets because it would shake the confidence in the market. The market runs on confidence and confidence alone. Do you think that this market is fairly valued? If you look at the valuations of stocks today compared to previous bubbles, well, we are there. The only time in history the market valuations have been more distorted than they are now is during the dot-com bubble. We are way above valuations that we saw during the 2008 market crash. You probably don't know that, and you're not supposed to know that, but that's the truth. So it's very clear what is being set up here. People now who have an interest-earning account are being robbed blind in order to subsidize the stock market. Rates where they are, yields where they are. People who have an interest-earning account are actually earning interest less than the actual rate of inflation. What would happen to these same accounts if we got a rate cut? Well, you'd be robbed even further, and more cash would make its way into the stock market. The president is obsessed with the stock market moving higher. We understand he's using it as a prop. It's a distraction. Look here. Don't look at what's going on with regard to the economy. Okay, we got the purchasing manufacturing index number today, a 2-year low. The gauge for the entire manufacturing sector, a 2-year low. Industrial production here in the United States has been dropping steadily for quite a long time. We're importing less and, more importantly, exporting even less. The trade gap is getting wider. People, the U.S. economy, our president can't come out and tell you this. This is why maybe this is a code. He cannot tell you that the economy in the United States is failing. So he has to go beg to the Fed for more stimulus. Okay, it can't stop. I really think this is some kind of a thing going on here, and it's a grand setup, like it always is. Yeah, sure. Middle class, great. 401k plan is looking real good. This is a gift to traders like myself. Look, do I want to see this happen? Well, I guess yes and no. Sure, I would love the president to get his wish right now. A rate cut, more quantitative easing, because I will become so much more richer from that, it would just be stupid. My traders, my lions, we will jump all over this like you have no idea. It's the truth. That's what they are counting on. It's a wealth transfer. Yeah, sure. 401k plans are going to go up too, but what's going to happen when this debt bubble pops eventually? And it will. Who knows when? Don't know when. I don't even care when. I'm just going to make cash off of it, and I hope that's what you're doing too. This is what the president is setting up. More cash to move into the hands of the 1%ers, and the middle class is going to pay for it all by being robbed if they have an interest-earning account and when the debt bubble pops. The transfer of wealth that is going to occur when that happens is going to be unlike anything we have ever seen or witnessed in the world, in world history. In fact, we'll never see anything like it again, because when this bubble pops, it will take decades, if ever, for the market to recover. But that's what they're counting on here. And the president is playing right into it. He's playing right into it. Anyway, with that said, I think this video has been very important, and I would hope you would share this video. I will read the comments. Lastly, I did an interview with Greg Hunter today. This will not become a regular occurrence. I will very infrequently be on anyone's show at all. You all know that. I'm not interested in doing interviews anymore. I don't want to do interviews anymore. It's not my thing. I don't have the time for it. I am spending more time with my lions and all of you who really matter to me than anybody else. But with that said, I will be on Greg's show. Actually, we recorded earlier. It'll be out tonight, I think about 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I strongly suggest you see that, watch it, share it, and let me know what you think about that too. Anyway, with that said, again, please share this video. Get it out there. These are very desperate times, and a begging president is a national embarrassment. See you tomorrow.